Hi, my name is Drew and I'm an account manager at United Healthcare. I'm here today to define some of the most commonly used yet misunderstood terms in health insurance. There are 4 power-packed words that, once understood, will make it a lot easier for you to select the appropriate plan for you and your family. Those words are deductible, co-payment, co-insurance, and out-of-pocket limit. Even if you think you know what these terms mean, our plans might use them differently. So if we take a look at the word deductible, for example, if you have a homeowner's or renter's or even a car insurance policy, most of them have a deductible incorporated into that. Health insurance plans also have deductibles, but depending on what service that you have will determine if and where that deductible will come into play in your health insurance policy. So let's take a look at deductible. A deductible is a member cost share. And a member cost share means that before the insurance starts to pay, you will be required to meet whatever that deductible dollar amount is. Now the dollar amount is determined by what plan that you pick. Depending on the service that you have, whether it be a doctor visit, whether it be an outpatient surgery, will determine whether the deductible applies or whether it does not. If the deductible does apply, that means whatever dollar amount on that plan has the deductible, you have to satisfy that dollar amount first before the insurance starts to pay. Co-payment. A co-payment is also a member cost share, but with a co-payment, it's always going to be a fixed dollar amount. So an example of a co-payment might be a doctor visit. You go into your doctor, and regardless what they charge for that visit, your co-payment, let's say, might be $20. Prescription would be another example of a co-payment. The medication cost might actually be $37.50, but under your co-payment, that drug is only $10. That co-payment becomes your responsibility. The rest is paid for by the plan. Co-insurance. Co-insurance is also a form of member cost share, but co-insurance is always going to be in the form of a percentage. That percentage is going to fluctuate and differ by your service and what the cost is or the contracted rate is from the provider. So an example of a co-insurance, let's say that you have an outpatient surgery. Outpatient surgery under all of the plans are going to have a co-insurance component. So the way that it will work is you have that surgery, the provider bills United Healthcare. Let's say it's $1,500. Because you're using an in-network provider, we have a contracted rate with that doctor. Let's say that that surgery and that contracted rate brings it down to $1,000. So now the $1,000 and the $1,500, you're not responsible for the difference because the provider will write that off. So now you're left with that $1,000 as the contracted rate. So that $1,000 under your plan, if it has a coinsurance of 30%, that means you're responsible for the 30%. United Healthcare will be responsible for the 70%. That leaves you $300, and that leaves United Healthcare $700. That $300 becomes your coinsurance. Out-of-pocket limit. An out-of-pocket limit, or you may also hear it referred to as out-of-pocket maximum, is really just what it sounds like. It is your protection or your cap that you cannot go out of pocket more than a certain dollar amount. Now that dollar amount is going to differ depending on which plan you pick. So the way that you get to that out-of-pocket limit is a combination of 3 things: deductible, co-pays, and co-insurance. Every time that you have a service and you're essentially reaching into your pocket to pay for something in a co-pay, a co-insurance, or in the form of a deductible, those are all going into your out-of-pocket limit or maximum. I want you to think about that maximum. The way that you get at that is the deductibles and the co-pays and the co-insurance, they're all individual buckets, and they all flow into your out-of-pocket maximum. So Co-pays will never go into deductibles, deductibles will never go into a coinsurance, and coinsurance will never go into co-payments. They're all individual, but they all flow into your out-of-pocket limit, and you will never exceed that dollar amount. Once you hit that amount, and keep in mind it's by a calendar year, so it's January 1st to December 31st. If you hit whatever that limit is by the plan that you've picked, you would be at 100% coverage the rest of the year. Also keep in mind that it resets every January 1st. Now that I've explained these terms, hopefully you will be able to look at all of the plan offerings that ASRS has for you, and you'll be able to see by each plan where and when you're going to be responsible for a co-payment, a coinsurance, or a deductible. And you'll be able to really take a look at each plan individually and compare them. It really makes a huge difference when you can sit down and you know where and when you're going to be responsible, putting into the equation not just that, but also what your premium is. And you add those together, and hopefully you'll be able to select the best plan for you and for your family. I really do appreciate your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day.